to a show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Mats Podcast. And it's me, it's Dante. But y'all already know that. But if you listen to the horror podcast, sometimes I might switch it up. I have other people record there for me because I'm a little lazy. But this week on the podcast, I actually want to welcome a teammate who I've been wanting to have on for a while, but every time I'm like, okay, I want to talk to this dude, then I get sidetracked because, a little ADD mind going on here. But finally, we are here. We're sitting down. I want to welcome to the podcast Purple Belt from Crazy 88 MMA, Mr. Navarro Chamberlain. What's up, Navarro? How you feeling, man?
Good, man. What's good now?
It's funny because whenever I see you on the mats, it's like serious. It's like you were there. And there are times when I'm like, man, I don't even want to approach this dude right now. And it's like,
it's not really that bad.
I don't think it's that as bad. It's just like you're dialed in. Like you're dialed in.
That's
and so it's like, okay, you know what? Let me just, but then like yesterday afterward, you like over there, like talk with Ronnie and Jeremy and, everything was like, okay, loosen up, lighten up. It's like, it's not that bad, but it's like when it's like between that class time window, it's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and like yesterday when they're like, come on out and pick someone if you've been on the wall, and it was you and Epps, and I looked at you and I was like, there's an intensity there that I'm not ready for right now. And I looked at Epps and I was like, but if I pull guard, I'm going to fucking fall on my back again. Let me go ahead and get Epps. Well, because it's like, again, when you're there, it's like you're dialed in. Yeah. And that plays into your game and into who you are, though. So
that actually presented itself when I was a white belt. So I was super, super nervous when I was a white belt. And, because of my size and because of, my athletic background, I kept getting pulled by upper belts to, give demos and whatever, because my body can handle it. Mm-hmm. So when we would go, I would see their intensity, and I'd try and match that intensity. So, you got to imagine, white belt me is going with Ty, Timmy, Muhammad Ali, if you remember, Malcolm, Southside. Southside was the lowest person there. Just the abuse I suffered as a white belt. So now, me, 8 years later, being a purple belt, that intensity is just drilled into me. When it's go time, between the times we warm up and the time we bow out, this is where I am. I'm dialed in. I'm thinking about everything that coaches told me, blah, 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 all this good stuff. And so I'm right there. I'm ready to go, whatever. Now, sometimes I just cannot do that. Because you have missed the comedy that is the afternoon classes when we were going there at lunch breaks.
So, and that's just the thing is I only get to see a handful of things. It's
you get the good stuff.
It's I'll come in one of the Wednesday or Monday morning classes. It was okay, cool, all right, everybody's here. All right, this is Oak Ridge. You can feel the the intensity in the air. It's and meanwhile, here's me, making dick and fart jokes in my head as we're doing warm ups. It's it's not the right crowd, okay, but it's good to hear though. It's look, it's not all the time.
Now sometimes it is, because you probably catch it during the World's Camp. Yeah, everybody's dialed in, everybody's ready to go. That's where the gains happen.
Yeah,
Masters World's Camp probably will be the same thing. Anywhere else, we're pretty dicking around about that. It's whatever. These are, you gotta remember who's in the audience. So you got those guys who are, I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. The Annabelles, the Devons, the Pirates. Yeah. All those guys who are these guys are high-level guys. This is their livelihood. They're going and doing their thing. Yeah. The other half of this is the project manager who's on his lunch break. Who's Lath, who's doing this between jobs. Yeah. It's we're not doing this. We're not about to go up there, win worlds, whatever. Like, we're in here, get a few more rounds in, do what you gotta do, blah 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 blah, and come out. Like, and you feel a little bit better about yourself for the rest of the day.
That's kind of how I always look at it. It's like, look, this is a hobby. It's a serious hobby.
Yeah.
But it's a hobby all the same. But then you have those folks who are, this is them. This is like, they're dialed in. So Devin, Annabelle, Madeline, it's like, when I see them, I just sidestep. I'm like, let me go get over here.
So I actually do the opposite. My thing with that is, and like I said, like when I was coming up, it was Ty, Timmy, Muhammad, and all them. While this is a hobby, and I treat it like a hobby, but I have a thing. I don't like being bad at things.
Yes.
I don't like it drives me up a wall. So I'll learn from them, and I'm trying to give them the energy that they're giving me at that point. So going in and be like, okay, they're about to go crazy. Now, they're going to throw me. They're going to drag me. Like, I know that the real likelihood in me, like, actually catching them is infinitesimal. However, there's a chance.
Well, there's always a chance.
So we're going to go. We're going to go. We're going to give everything we can. And if I'm a little bit better at the end of the day, then that was a win.
That's what matters. Just 1% better. It's like sometimes half,
Sometimes like a quarter.
Yeah. It's like, as long as you gain something from like, so yesterday walking in, right? Mm-hmm. I knew that WKA was going on at Elkridge, but I didn't, because I remember when I saw the email, as we talked about emails earlier, I saw the email and I was like, if I see an 88 email, sometimes I'll click on that because I'm like, what are you telling me? Usually it's about summer camp. So I was like, I don't need this. But I saw the emails like, hey, WKA is going on. Classes are canceled. Mm-hmm. And I'm freaking out. I was like, Elkridge. Yeah. And part of me goes, well, I mean, they can always come to SP. Like, come to Run Park. We got y'all. So, mind you, I forget this now. I'm late. I'm running in. Mm-hmm. As I'm running, I realize, I ain't even got my gi top. Shit. All right. And I see Chris Kim walking. I was like, I ain't seen him in a while. Like, this what's a treat we're about to have here. I walk in and I look at the back room. I was like, what the fuck is that? There's like 50 folks in there, Yeah,
that was deep. I was like,
in my head, I was like, I don't even have my gi top. This is a good reason for me to turn around and go home right now if I got to. But I was like, no, this is an opportunity though, because I don't roll with folks from Elkridge often. So it's like, there's an opportunity. Let me go ahead and get in here and get these rounds. And then I saw Julius over there. I was like, okay, like this is about to be spiritual. Let's go ahead and get
spiritual, as he's called.
And then until, hey, if you're 200 pounds or over, you're down. I was like, fuck. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
I was like, wow, you really don't like these people, huh?
I was like, okay, well, what are we doing? And then I was like, all right, a smaller person, pick one of the guys. I was like, fortunately, Kai came over, and Kai, we have kind of a connection. I was like, all right, he's not going to go crazy. He knows I'm not going to go crazy.
Oh, really? Because no one did that for me.
So, and the thing is, Kai and I were talking about this afterward, right? He's in my spider lasso, and I'm just holding. Mm-hmm. I'm just holding. And I'm looking around, I was like, I see other shit going on. Mm-hmm. And, I hear Julius, all right, someone in with Navarro. I was like, and I look at Kyle, I was like, are we supposed to, am I sweeping you? Or are you trying to get out? He's like, I'm just trying to get out. I was like, what am I doing? He's like, don't let me out. I was like, all right. And like, I hunkered down. And meanwhile, I'm just hearing.
Oh, wait, you didn't hear the part where he said that the guard player is supposed to try and score?
No, not at all. I was just hanging out. And I'm hearing constantly people being rotated in on others. And Kai and I are just sitting there like, all right, he's moving. He's trying to get, And then finally, he says something and Kai ends up leaving. Mm-hmm. And then another white belt comes in. Another smaller person who was a white belt. Mm-hmm. I think it was Timon's little brother. I think he was next. Okay. And, he's an SP guy, so it's like, immediately comes and was like, I think I'm supposed to sweep you. And he's like super like spazzy. So I was like, all right, just sit down.
He's like, all right, little boy.
And then the next one comes out, and it was kind of the same thing. It was like, All right, I think I get it now. It's time to sweep. And I love our Saturday classes at SP, but it's like being able to like this was different for us guys, or at least for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
No, that's interesting. So you guys have a much less intense Saturday class than we do.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Super chill.
So in all actuality, at Elk Ridge, when we go do our Saturday classes, that's a banger. So that's like the competition, let it all out class. Like we literally got a memo, I want to say 6 months ago, saying like, okay, if you want to bang, it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at Elk Ridge. So if you trying to go, these are the 3 classes you go at. Like this is that there was a warning sent for this, which I kind of like. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. It's like where to go.
Yeah, because my thought had after yesterday I was like I might gotta show up to Elk Ridge every so often. And then I kind of I'm sitting here feeling my shoulder. I was like, maybe
maybe every so often.
Yeah, maybe once every 3 months. Give it quarterly. Like I gotta do this every weekend. Like because our Saturday class. We go in. Do a little warm up. Mahoney breaks down the move. I usually record it so that way I can come back and do notes. I was scared. I was like, and I've heard like Julius before, or Vanessa, like is fine to record. I was like, I'm looking around. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and leave my phone over there. Let me just chill.
Just record it.
Well, then at the end, I had Mark just go over the move with me again and record it then. But I was like, okay, but I liked it that it was pretty much we're going the whole class because you kind of need that from time to time.
Yeah. So one of the things I like, because a couple of the blue belts actually like come to me and like ask me questions, whatever. Like especially the newer blue belts because they know like I compete a lot, and they're like, oh man, well like you're always at the competition class. I'm like, but that you're only seeing half the story there. Because what ends up happening is that if you only do competition classes, then you're only focused on competition-based jiu-jitsu. You're focused on winning versus learning. So when I do Monday, Wednesday class, I'm literally dialed in on whatever Keith and Julius told me to do. So they're like, and which brings me to Saturday class. For right around, I want to say 9 months to a year ago, Julius said, like straight up, you have no entanglement guards. You have no upper body entanglement guards. Like, you have to have that. In order for you to be successful at this belt and the next, you have to have an upper body entanglement. So, I've been on my back for, like, a year now. Like, and mostly I'm a takedown guy. So, like, whatever be the case, I'm a takedown guy. I usually take down, pass, and I've been on my back for, like, 6 months. I got back pain now. I've never had back pain in my life. This is crazy. So... like lasso, spider, whatever. And like after getting my guard pass like 100 times a day, like you start to kind of feel it. You start to kind of get like, oh, maybe this is good. Maybe this is good.
Yeah.
So now for that drill, I'm just like, hey, this is nice. But like that's where the slower classes are super good because I'm not fighting for my life here. I'm like actually drilling the technique and like, oh well, like. This is like the step above just random drilling. Yeah. Like, oh, little white belt comes in. Oh, how do I enter the guard? How do I maintain the guard? What attacks do I have? How is this guy about to spaz out on me?
Always the spaz.
There is always the spaz. But there's an appreciation for the spaz.
Yeah.
All our white belts out there, the spaz, we love you guys.
I mean, it's part of the journey for the most part. Because I think about in my white belt days, it's like I know I was a spaz because I was a white belt, but it's like I have to like look back. It's like because when you're the driver, you don't see it that way. What you see is like I was intense. It's like no. Dog, you were hurting people, like you were. Actually, I know. Ives would put me with newer people, and like because he was saying like you're relatively safe. I was like, am I? Like,
am I this safe?
Like, are you sure? Because I kicked Naomi in the head. like she had a black eye at graduation. That was me. Ooh. I felt horrible. I thought I killed her. I was like, oh my God, there's a corpse on the mat. I rushed over and hugged her real quick. Like the big brother, like, shh. It's okay. It's okay. Don't tell. But the spaz is kind of one of those things where it's like, as an upper belt, you go against a spazzy white belt. It's like that plays into your learning too, because it's like, well, I got to control this cat.
You know what though, and this is part of like, all right. So I have a set of rules. I have a certain set of rules about jiu-jitsu that I always follow, and one of them is you have to appreciate the spazzy white belt, because the spazzy white belt is an analogy for what's going to happen in the real world.
Yeah.
Because if you can't control the spazzy white belt in gi and no gi, then you don't know jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You don't know the basics of jiu-jitsu. You don't know hold this guy down. You don't know exhaust him. You let him suck his own energy out. You don't know that.
Yeah.
You've gotten too far into Mr. Lapel and leg lock, whatever, and you forgot the basics of combat, managing range, managing distance.
Yep.
And I think that's important because I don't know if you remember what happened with Olivia, and I always use this as an example. So, you don't know what happened with Olivia?
I don't think I do.
All right, story time. So, Olivia's walking down the street on a Saturday night. Olivia's one of our purple belts now. She was a blue belt at the time, and one of my best training partners. Love Olivia to death. She's like a sister to me. She's walking down the street, whatever, and this guy comes out of the alley on her and her friends and pulls a baton on her and attacks them. And her instinct was to close the gap so she didn't get hit, and hits him with an Osoto. Bam. She ends up in the paper for it. Mind you, they write an article on her, uses jiu-jitsu to save her life, blah, 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 or whatever. But I always use that analogy because it's that's not thinking. That's just the fact that we have been in judo so long that when she felt threatened, she attacked. She closed the gap and attacked like a true martial artist. That is the essence of the art, right there. And that's important because that's an untrained attacker going against a trained opponent. Now, Olivia ain't no Wilton Flower either, but that's how it goes. That's the real reason why we train is to protect ourselves. You can the base levels of self-defense. Don't tell me sport can't do that. That was a sport jiu-jitsu person who did that.
Yeah, that argument always kind of plucks on nerve. Where it's like, well, if you're trained in sport jiu-jitsu, then you can't defend yourself in the real world. And it's like why not?
What makes you think that?
What you think I'm going to try to invert? M&R
there's laws of escalation here. You're at level 1. Inversion's at level 10 here.
Yeah, that's not even a thought. It's like I always explain to my wife, when it comes to the idea of self-defense, it's like you get a lot of folks that think, the first thought is like, oh, I got to be able to punch more. I got to be able to do this. Really, distance control. Yeah. Understanding your surroundings. With Olivia is like that was an immediate threat. I got to nullify this. And there are other situations where there's a threat that's slowly approaching. So it's like, okay, let me keep that away.
Distance and de-escalate the situation.
It's knowing when.
Because I tell my wife that all the time. It's like, look, babe, when we are in a situation, if we are in a situation by which we are there may be some trouble coming, first off, I need you to get out of here.
Yeah. Because
I can only manage the distance for one person. So, secondly, you don't worry about me. I'm fine. Literally, this is a daily thing to me. To you, this is an event. To me, it's a Tuesday. This is an event for him. This is a Tuesday for me. Come on. Yeah. This is not real.
I mean, that's what I tell my buddy when we go out, right? We'll go out, Fells Point, hang out. And I think he thinks to me is everything's a fight. It's like, no, I'm just always, I want to be aware. Yeah. Because some shit goes down. No, I'm not going to fight for you. Not at all. But I am going to get you out of there. I'm going to hey, we got to go this way. There's some shit over there. Or if the shit comes to us, it's okay, this is what we got to do. That guy looks unhinged. Let's get further and further away from this guy. It, like, the whole thing to me is like, it's like I don't look at the idea of like doing anything unless you're forced to do it.
Hey, I'm not, look, I like my hands, first off.
Yeah.
And I'm not really trying to break them. I'm not trying to break them on your face. I'm not trying to do all types of weird stuff. I got to hold you down until the cops come, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Let's just all have a good time.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah. And now, if we are forced into the situation, we can handle that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, there's been situations by which I have had to hold somebody down a little bit. Like, hey, let's chill out a little bit. We are good. We all good here.
Yeah, just
cool, but
just keep it friendly.
Let's keep it gangster. We keep it Gucci. We good.
You know, and it's not too often that, like, early on I ran into a situation where it was like, oh, I know enough to, like, you know, restrain this dude. I was like, fucking jiu-jitsu. But then from that point I was like, okay, I think I need to go to more classes, because if that dude got out, I was Fucksville. But like, fortunately, I had his back. I had hooks. You know, I had a seatbelt grip. I was like, okay, we're good. But I wasn't like a legit backpack. You know, I wasn't tight on him. But he didn't know. You know, he's just a drunk dude, so he's just sitting there like struggling.
That's like even the least amount. Like, you know enough to know that wasn't tight. But he don't know that.
Yeah, like
you don't need to be a black belt to be able to protect yourself. You could be like a white belt with like 6 months training and you'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as you don't overshoot your thought of like, you know, okay, I'm going to do this now. It's like, no, just like everything's stationary. Just keep it that way until, you know, the bouncers come in and separate. I was like, hey.
Hey, you want him? You want him?
I was just trying to keep him from being a bigger problem. I'm not the problem here. I'm just trying to drink this Miller Lite, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Like, you know.
So I'll do you one better. I don't drink. So whenever I go out and this situation happens, I am completely sober and lucid with it, and I'm literally just sitting here like,
oh, that's got to be a nightmare.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
Like, where's my? The ironic thing is, we do a beer review podcast, and I have a AA token on the table. I was ordered to go to AA for 6 months, and my whole thing with that was to prove that I didn't have a drinking problem.
Right.
It was like, I don't have a drinking problem, so I would go out to the bar with my friends and not drink. I'd be the designated driver, and I remember just sitting there like, yo, I hate all of you right now. like it's like 12 o'clock. Like, yo, we can wrap this up, right? Like, we can go, can't we? It was like, no. Last call's at 1:30. It was like, yeah, but you know, but
that had to be great. So I went to Penn State.
Oh, nice.
And I've never drank in my life. So did all 4 years at Penn State.
That's
University Park.
Well, let's make some noise for that.
Without a sip.
Jeez.
Let me assure you, that was the worst. Drunk bar fights, drunk frat fights,
I can imagine.
Everybody. But I'm the lucid one. You can't beat me. You can't walk straight. You can't beat gravity right now. What are you looking at me for?
You don't have a good balance when you're sober. What are you doing right now? You do understand that you're about to hit the ground. It won't be fun.
I think the last time I really had a problem with this was like, it was right before my wedding. So I'm about 33 now. Like, we're relatively older. And these guys, like, we're going out for like night before. We're kind of like talking wedding stuff. That's the only reason I remember it, because of talking wedding stuff. And these guys are like, oh man, you guys are like, and like my guy Joe was like, yo, like, this guy does jiu-jitsu, man. You don't really want to do this. And of course, I hate when people say it's like, it's like an invitation to act like an idiot. So this guy's, this guy's a tough guy, huh? And like starts bumping me like, look, chill out. I'm here talking about my wedding at this point. Like, let's all keep it Gucci here.
Yeah.
Hey, we're right outside Baltimore. He's coming from Philly. Like, my friends have come down from Philadelphia, whatever, and we're like chilling. And so, of course, managing distance, I'm like, hey, arm out. Establish my bubble. Don't enter the bubble. Bubble's sacred. Don't enter the bubble. All right, of course, he gets in the bubble and like, all right, my guy, chill out. Like, all right. Oh, you a tough guy? So, of course, that one good time comes in. So I close distance. Like, hey, my man, this can go one of two ways. Like, I know you drunk, and we all trying to go home. You can either leave me alone, or I can have the bouncer get you out of here in a real embarrassing fashion. And, like, we kind of de-escalated the situation. It's good or whatever, but, like, we never really want to get in this situation because people got lives.
Yeah.
And there's consequences for this. So I'm not trying to lose my bag messing around with you. Because if I got to put you out, I'm going to put you out.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And I have every tool to put you out. It's like, do I want to use it? No. Come on. I don't want this stuff.
I had a friend visiting, and his brother-in-law, they were up before visiting, and they came back. And within that time, they find, oh, he does jiu-jitsu. No. It's like, okay, yeah, I do. And you know, I'm not terribly shy about it. You know, if people want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. You know, I'll wear like off the mats gear and BJJ Wiki, and half the time people don't know what that is. Sometimes I'll get somebody who's like, oh, you train. And the more important thing in my head is like, oh, this is BJJ Wiki though. like that's what you should be focusing on. Not, you know, no, I don't do that. But like the brother-in-law says to me, you know, he's already at the bar. And we were meeting up with him. He looks at me, hey, man, good to see you again. I was like, yeah, man, I see you. He was like, you could probably kill me right now, can't you? And I was like, I don't want to kill you.
That went to such a dark place. Not like, hey, you're in shape. Hey, man, you're looking pretty good. Like, it was like, no, you could kill me.
It's like I don't have any desire to do that. I mean, honestly, like, I just want to hang out. You know, like, I haven't seen y'all since, you know, you all came here before. Like, you know, how's life been would have been nice. Not just straight to the extreme.
Like,
but
how's your kids? Like bro,
yeah, it's like let's change the narrative here.
I think it comes from the fact that they think that and if you don't train, you think that everybody who trains is super violent and all they think about is jiu-jitsu. But and this is something like, again, me and my wife talk about this stuff all the time, so it's kind of funny. It's the normalization of violence. So to them, it's such an event that it's like, oh my gosh, these two guys are getting after it. These guys are fighting. Oh, there's a potential for a fight. Even just the potential for a fight. Everybody's like, heart starts racing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you could kill me. Oh my gosh, you have this esoteric knowledge. But if you're in a room of people with all the same knowledge, is it really something to be like thrown up? Like, if everybody's throwing each other on their heads and choking each other half unconscious, is it really something that you like get out? Like, to you, like I said, to you and me, it's a Tuesday. Yeah. To them, it's like, oh my gosh, the fan is like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, okay, I like lift weights too.
It's like, yeah, there's more about me than just this. Like,
I promise, I have a lot more going on than this.
I get more excited, like talking about action figures. It's like, oh my god, you collect? Like, fucking right, I do. You want to see my X-Men collection? You know, like I met a dude on I was on Facebook, and I don't normally talk in the groups, right? Like, yeah. I'm a lurker, and I saw somebody post that they were looking for 2 pieces. I was like, oh shit, I have those pieces. So I messaged him. I was like, yo, I'll send them to you. You can have them. I'm not using them. So we got to talking. I was like, do you customize? I was like, no, I'm not very like visually artistic. So like, I couldn't do that. You know, I mean, I got enough hobbies. I mean, like, I just don't need to be doing that. And I was like, yeah, my only real hobbies are like collecting and jiu-jitsu. And I go, oh, you train? Like, well, let's talk. You know, and then
let's have a conversation.
You know, we got to talking. Like, I just actually had him on a couple episodes back. Well, as we're recording this, I recorded with him a couple episodes back. This will come out a couple episodes before this. The multiverse. But you know, I had him on. We got this. You know, we were talking about his journey. And I was like, yeah, okay, enough. Let's talk about these fucking action figures now, though, because like that's where I'm living right now. Like, I know you train. I can go find the videos. But what got you into collecting? You know, it's like, and I guess from the outside looking in, though, you know, if you see somebody they train, it's like, oh, you do jiu-jitsu, you do Muay Thai, you do, you know, judo, you wrestle. to them, if they don't do it, that's a fascinating thing.
It's a fascinating, it's a special thing for them. But again, to us, it's like a Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like part of your life at this point.
Yeah.
This is no different than you eating dinner. Like
it's what we do, and when I used to write growing up, people were like, "Oh my God, you're such a good writer," and then my brain was like, "No, it's just a thing. It's just a thing I do. I promise you can do it too." And that's how I feel with jiu-jitsu. It's like, you can do it too. Just come on out here and try. Sign a waiver. And as soon as you say sign a waiver, I was like, nah, I'm good. We got to sign waivers? It was like, well, I mean, yeah, it was like, why? I mean,
losses.
Am I going to die? I mean, we can bring you back. Like,
Yeah.
But it's not permanent. But yeah, it's like, you know, people see it from the outside and they're just like, oh my God, I can never imagine doing it. I was like, honestly, I think you know, come give it a try. You'd be surprised.
I have a good friend of mine. He was a groomsman of mine, and he said the same thing. He's like, man, I really want to get back into it, but like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to blah blah blah. I was just like, dude, you know me, and I'm doing this. Like, you know you can get through this. Like, hey, it's no issue. Now he's got the competition bug. He guys calling me like, yo, like I did this, blah blah blah, like, or he's got this grappling industries coming up. I'm just like, It's like, oh my gosh, like maybe slow down a bit. It's like we are like over our 30s now.
Yeah, like my co-host on the other podcast, I always tell him like, dude, come out and give it a try. Just give it a try. He's like, well, and I think in his head, he's like, you know, oh, you just want to beat me. I was like, no, trust me. If I wanted to beat you up, I would have beat you up. Like, I'm going to take care of you. Like, I will work with you, and we will go at a pace that is going to work for you. And plus, I'm old, I'm brittle, I'm a little tired, and sometimes hungry. So I'm not going to go crazy because I'm probably thinking about food half the time. But the other part, though, too, is like, I'm trying to make sure I take care of you. Because if I invite you to the mats, and then I'm aggressive, you're not gonna want to come back. It's like don't break your toys because you won't have toys to play with.
I say that all the time. I'm like, you gotta take care of the new people. They're not like, because think about this is their first experience here. Like, am I gonna like play with you? I'm gonna absolutely play with you. I'm gonna like sit here and make it a comfortable experience. Now, I will say, because somebody's gonna call me out on this, I was not always this way. I was that guy. In Southside, if he's listening, I'm sorry. There was an incident when I was a white belt. And you've probably heard about this.
Hey, after this, I've got a personal experience myself that I will recall back to.
So, I was a white belt, and this new guy came in. And I regret this even to this day. Homeboy comes in, and he's pretty aggressive. Not going to lie. But I, too, am aggressive. I'm a white belt. I collar dragged this guy. Really simple collar drag. What ended up happening, though, is if you know a collar drag, one thing you don't do with a collar drag. Post. He posted. And I watched his arm shatter. Ever since that point, I've been real careful with new people. I don't even tap new people. I will not tap them. Like, I just move around. Just movement.
Yeah.
And like, if you're a brand new person, like, I think one of the best exercises for a new person is the one that says that, like, just touch my head. I'll be in my guard. Your only job is to touch my head. If you can touch my head, then you win. And I get laughed at until they try to touch my head. And it's like, wait a minute, what? Wait, why can't I do this? Why can't I do this?
Stop moving.
Stop moving. I said, I never said I was going to stay doing it. I'm just touching my head. It's like, I just move around a little bit. And it's fun. And it's like, gets them moving. It's fun. It's safe. And it's a good way of doing this. Now, I think I learned that from Vanessa, actually. But it was like one of those things like, yo, you just move around, whatever. It's a good exercise for me because it helps me with my guard retention. And it helps me, like, manage distance. And for them, it's like, it's safe. It's like, oh, I know jiu-jitsu. Like, I'm doing jiu-jitsu.
I remember Ivy League, and Crazy 88 comes over.
I'm sorry for in advance of this.
I'm a fresh white belt. And I see this blue belt. Waves to me. Let's roll. I was like, okay. It's like, okay, cool. I got caught up by a color belt. All right, cool. We're rolling. And I'm just trying to figure my life. I was like, okay, I'm in this dude's guard. What the fuck do I do? You decided for me what to do. Wrist lock. And I was like,
no.
Yes. No. And I remember, like, I've been wrist locked by one of the older guys, because I think there was a point where it was like, I'm just running around him, like, just fast. He was like, slow this dude down, wrist lock. And I was only afraid of the wrist locks with him, because I was like, okay, because no one else was throwing wrist locks. It was just him. And then I meet you, and I got wrist locked, and I remember in my mind, it was like, and it was like always like this PTSD thing. Anytime I see you, it was like, okay, we're going to train, but I just got to remember, just protect your wrist. And this is years later, mind you. Years later. Like, it's like you done moved on to other stuff. And I'm like, to like protect my wrist. And I think
I'm sorry. Look, it's a thing.
Look, it made me a better like protector of my wrist, because I don't fuck around with like, I'm rolling anybody. My wrists are like even Epps yesterday. Epps had me pinned down trying to wrist lock me, and I'm like yelling, was like, yo, stop trying to wrist lock me, dude. It's not happening. He was like, just let me wrist lock you. I was like, stop. I'm not going to let it happen.
He's got trauma. I may be part of that trauma.
But that dude, one Sunday I went in the drill. This dude was drilling wrist locks. I was like, yo, what? He was like, come on, Dante, because nobody wanted to drill with him. And I think this might be my first time coming in on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why do I want to drill with Nips? Oh shit, because he's wrist locking people like for fun. But no, it's like I always look back to him like, you know what? That did like kind of prepare me, because it's like that idea of like, you can't just be sitting there with flimsy hands. Like you got like everything has to have intention, right. So it's like, my hands are here. They need to be somewhere. And if they're somewhere, it's like playing chess. What are the available attacks from there? So, I look at it as a traumatic moment. That was a teachable moment where I felt like, you know what? I appreciate that. I didn't in the moment. I remember going home that night. I was like, how was class? I was like, it was all right. I mean, Crazy 88 came over. It was different for me for sure. I got wrist locks. It was like, don't you didn't like those? Like, nah, I really don't. Like, but I didn't know how to feel. But I think the next time I saw you, it was like, okay, just a regular roll. But I was like, okay, wear wrist locks. So anytime I roll with you, it was like always protect my wrist. But then, like, I don't remember last time I was at Elk Ridge. Mm-hmm. We pair up, and you asked me, you go, do you have any injuries that you're dealing with? And I said, I think it was my right foot at the time. And like I hear, it's like, okay, right foot, okay. And then you ankle locked me on the left. And I was I wasn't ready for that. Like I was like,
no, because it's like, so there's a story behind that too. So I really want to make sure that we want to make sure everybody goes home safe.
Yeah.
Because like, especially with bigger guys, like bigger guys were stiffer.
Yeah.
And like, so I've taken to this point, and I think I read it on your blog actually. Somebody asked,
"Oops,
yo, why don't you just ask people if they have injuries? And if this person has an injury, a known injury, then you, as the upper belt or as even just a good training partner, just work around it." That's a fallacy, and it kind of gets your mind moving in a different way. Because what happens if I can't touch your right foot? So let's just say, like, all right, example is like, okay, I can't touch your right foot. I can touch your left. I can touch your arms. I can put you in spider guard. Yeah. But if I have a preference where I'm always going towards your right foot, now you've taken that away from me. That makes me better, and it makes you go home safe. Win-win.
Yeah. I think about injuries all the time with other folks, because like, especially with me. I have the colostomy, so people are always like, "Oh, I got to be careful with your stomach." I'm like, I have all the precautions taken care of. I appreciate it, but I have all the precautions taken care of. But I think about other people and their injuries. I'm always like, I want to avoid that area. And if I am in that area, it's kind of a catch and release. It's like okay, you got a knee injury. I might get your right leg just to show you it's there, but I'm not doing anything with it. But also, again, like you said, if it's taken away, if I can't go to it at all, well, now I have to figure out other things. I have to work a different game, and it keeps you sharp versus like, oh, well, I don't want to roll with that guy because, he's got a injured ankle. Like, what if I accidentally, ankle lock him? What if I accidentally, do anything to him? It's like, then don't. Like,
don't do it.
There's no accidental. Just don't do it.
Just go around it. And plus, it's like, it kind of speaks to the whole winning the round thing. Don't win the round. No, what if I won? What if I actually won? Like, we're not winning around here. Like, did you or did you not accomplish the goal which you set out? Was your goal to walk in here and like sub white belt A? Like, are you crazy? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, you're not getting the Saturday morning championship belt. I
like that.
It's like I go in with certain people with the ideal of taking certain things away from them because it's like I know they like to do this. I don't want them to have that. They can have everything else. They can't have that.
But there's always a but. This is economics. This is economics 101. There's always a but.
Oh, always.
There has to be somebody who you guys have a written agreement or some agreement, a handshake agreement that says that you and I go, we are going.
Oh yeah. Oh,
like you and I. Oh, we got. We going at it.
Yeah.
And those guys are super important, especially if you compete.
Well, yeah.
Because like for me, it's Jeremy. Me and Jeremy have been same belt for most of our career, like until like right now. And we grew up. So white belts together, brown, blue, purple, like, and we always go hard with each other. And like, this is the one person where it's like, all right, you and I know we gonna get this going. And we also sit, but it's a give and take because we also sit down, we break down what we did and we make each other better. Like, oh, I shut down your waiter by doing this. Or like, you have a problem where I'm throwing Seyanagi at you. Like, we had to fix the Seyanagi. We had to fix like my waiter stuff. We had to fix my ex stuff. Like, he's the person who helped me with my butterfly stuff. So it's like all this little stuff. Like that person, like, and you see it when you're growing up because like certain people pair up. It's like when Timmy and Ty grew up together. Like those people came up there. Even Julius and Roberto, like grew up together. Like Julius and Ryan Hall grew up together. So like there's always somebody there that came up with this person that was their primary training partner that kind of leveled up with them. So like that person is going to get 100%. Everybody else, probably not.
I always remember thinking back when I was a white belt. I was like, because when I started, there were 3 other dudes that started at the same time with me. Then there was 2 of us, and then there was just me. It's like, well, and my thought at the time, because I remember talking to the one dude when it was just us 2, was like, let's grow together in this. Let's move. He left. I was like, well, fuck. That was just me. And then in came another wave of white belts. And part of that group was Kyle Prescott. And it was like, okay. It was kind of an unspoken thing. We're going to grow together. Boom. Then, like, I think shortly after I got my blue belt. And, like, he was still a white belt. I was like, okay. When he got his blue belt, then I was like, okay, we're back. Like, we're back together. And it's like, and even now, like, he's at purple. And now it's actually even more now. We pair up. Because it's like, if we see each other, I think part of it is, we got these nagging injuries and we know. So we look out for those things. Yeah. But when we go, we're going. It's like, look, I got to get you. You got to get me. And then after we're done, because I record the rounds. So like he's like, I don't do all that. I don't need to see it. It's like, well, I take a look at it because I got to see where my mess ups were. And like, if you had me pinned down, what was I not doing to get out of that? Like, and sometimes it might have just been, hey, I'm tired. Like you got me to the last round. I was just trying to make sure you ain't choke me. Yeah. But like with him, we have those. And then Mark is important for me because during COVID, I had keys to the gym, so I was able to go in. And then he was now just transitioning to jiu-jitsu, and we're going in, every Saturday, every Sunday, just getting rounds and just rolling, just figuring it out. And now he's just taking off, and it's like, dude, I love that. And when I roll with Mark, it's more of a like, I know he has all this stuff going on, so it's like, all right, I gotta approach it gingerly, and then like again, like chess. I got to put my hand here, but what am I sacrificing by putting my hand here? Like, I'm going to put my hand here. What am I sacrificing putting my hand here? Like, if I put my foot here, what am I sacrificing? Like, with Kyle, it's not so much that it's like we just jumping in and we going to figure out. With Mark, it's like, okay, I know he's already got something cooking, so let me just get fat and lay on him and make him work. And he was like, nah, we're not doing that. But, it's always like fun to have those folks in the room because – yes, you want to, people you don't generally train with. Well, I don't know. Like, look, I'm here to take care of you, make sure, you're all right. They may not feel the same way sometimes. Sometimes I'll get one of those folks and it's just like, all right, well, you do you, I'm going to do me. And I'm like, all right, well, my job is to nullify that then.
Yeah. So there's always there's always Hoss. There's always Hoss. Hoss want to go hard. And it's like, all right. And then there'll be visitors as well. They're really coming there to like have that experience, which I respect that as well. But you know what? Sometimes, look, my 37 years on Earth is now showing, and it's like, okay, sometimes I can go real hard on you. I've done my recovery work. We are all good, but sometimes maybe the kids were up a little early. Maybe work was a little hard. Maybe we're going to take it a step back here. And there are days like that as well. But really going in and like having, like what Mark does. Mark has a plan.
Yeah.
And like 95% of the time I got a plan. Like it's something I'm working on. It's probably something that the coaches fed me that said like, look, you have to work on this. So it's like, okay, either I'm going to go in here and waste my time and beat up on people, or I'm just going to get fed that way.
So let's say you have a plan. Let's say coach told you to work on this. And they say work on it this specific way.
Okay.
Do you ever run into like you're working on something and you have someone else tell you, like, maybe do this? You're trying to tinker with what you were already kind of given to work with.
Yeah. No, that actually happens a good amount. With any belt level too. Normally speaking, when that happens, I will take it to the coach. I'll take it to the original person who told me to do it. So you got to remember who has the scope of knowledge here. So the coach is telling you to do this, but the coach is telling you to do this for a reason. He saw something that you aren't looking at. So, and I argue with the younger kids about this all the time. I was like, all right, look at it like this. You pay a fee to be a Crazy 88. Why would you not take advantage of everything that fee has to offer? This person has eyes on you. Like, everything you do, he's a third-party knowledge of what you're doing, and 20 to 30 years experience in the field to tell you everything you're doing wrong. All you gotta do is ask. So why would I go against that knowledge? So this person, like, let's take, for example, the source of the information. So this person has the entire scope of your game. He taught it to you. Like, so he understands your game. He understands where you are. He understands what you're bad at. So if this person says you're bad at guard passing, you need to pass the guard in this way. He is accounting for your body, your tendencies, your previous results, like what you do in competition, all of that. This person just sees one aspect of what you are doing at this moment. And they might be, not to say they might not be wrong. They might be wrong or right. But it begs that you should continue doing what you were told to do, but take that piece of information to the coach and really argue it and say, like, look, is this right or wrong and why? And they would normally give you a response, like a good response to that. Like, I've never actually asked a question and not gotten a response. and we are blessed. Like, to be frank about this, and I'm not tooting the horn or whatever, like, but we are blessed in the idea that I have asked some real, like, complicated questions at some real weird times. I've always gotten an answer. Always. Like, I'm a nerd. I dive down rabbit holes all the time. And be like, hey, Julie. Like, it'll come in my head. And I'll be like, hey, Julius, I saw this. Like, and this will be like 12 o'clock at night. Like, I just got home from class. I'm sitting here watching tape. And, like, I just put the kids to bed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm watching, like, there's a good couple of times where 3 a.m. I got an answer. I wake up with an answer. Like, I'm like, I feel bad, but this is what he told me to do. So I do it. But that's how you kind of get better, is by implementing. You can stick to the plan. If the plan needs to change, because if you fail the plan, you plan to fail. So if we're going to stick, we got to stick to the plan. If the plan needs deviation, then let somebody else make that call. Like, unless it's like some sort of like knee injury or something like that, then you have to account for that as well. But
because I think about that when I'm drilling sometimes, and I was like, okay, I was told to do this, and then I'm drilling with someone. They're like, well, like, try doing it this way, and I was like, and again, it's not anything that's not helpful, but it's kind of like, well, I like to do it the way that I was told, just because, like I got it from the source. And the source is very reliable, so I got to do it this way, and I always feel bad because it's like, I'm not trying to say that you don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just that I want to do it this way in the moment, and then once I get this way done, then I'll add your way into it. And like sometimes I feel like I'm coming off as a dick, and it's like, I'm not. It's just.
But there's a flip side to that says that you have to, because that's your training, and that's your body,
true.
And that's your experience. That's your road. And someone else can like advise you, but ultimately that's your road and your responsibility.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Do what you gotta do. Like, hey, that's what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes I get too in my head about it. It's like, because like I was telling Mahoney once, because I used to be not a very nice person. I used to be like a real, like, just angry person. Mm-hmm. And over the years I've matured. You get older, you're like, why? Well, like, why do this? But now I was going so far to the other end where I was like, man, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the nice guy. I don't want to be. So then when somebody's trying to help me, it's like, look, I don't want to sound like a dick, but I got it. Like, but I'll come back to you. Like, just let me do what I'm doing. Then, we'll come back to it. I try to find ways around it where not to be. So, and even Mahoney was like, stop worrying about being mean. Just like speak up. And it's like, well, to speak up, but it's like, it is always in the back of my mind. It's like, man, it's like, because, I don't want to be like, well, I don't want to ever give that guy advice again. It's like, no, give me advice. It's just like I'm working on something.
So my thing is this: give advice when it was asked of you.
Yeah.
So like, if you ask me for advice, sure, give you advice. I'll tell you what I know. And I always couch it by saying, like, you are talking to a purple belt. However, whatever degree, stripe, whatever, you are talking to a purple belt. A brown belt will give you a different answer. A black belt may give you a different answer. A white belt may give you a different answer. I am speaking from my perspective and my perspective alone. This is how I would solve this problem.
Yeah. And that's how I also look at those things, though, too. It's like if I come to you and ask a question, it's like, okay, I'm going to ask you this question because it's something I see you doing specific that I like. It's like, how does that work for you? And then it's like, whatever you give me is like, okay, cool, I got something to play off of now. And, especially if it's something, that's effective versus like, hey, you're doing that one thing. That's not working that great. But like, how are you doing that? It's like, well, that sounds like a problem for the person who's asking the question. It's like, maybe you're not like, are you dumb? Like, well, yeah, that's why I'm asking questions.
It's like, no. So being a teacher and like really like kind of coaching, nothing will humble you quicker than coaching kids. Nothing will humble you quicker than coaching kids. And I was blessed in that Vanessa allowed me to coach kids for a little bit, like right before my son was born. And my God, that was a life-changing experience. No questions stupid. No questions like, oh, it was like, no. Hold on a second here. Why are they asking this question?
Yeah.
Like, so I really think about it like if it would be easier for me to answer the question than it would be to tell you why it's not, why you shouldn't be asking it. And that's my take on it, and that's always been my take on it. And like that just reinforced it like 20 times over, because using those basics, using those like little infinitesimals, there might be something I just forgot about it, like, or I might be doing something unconsciously that like they're picking up on. They're like, why is your hand there? It's like, oh well, shoot, it's my hand. And also, it made me ask more questions. I will ask stupid questions in class, and it may not be for my own benefit either.
Yeah.
It might be somebody I see is like, you don't know what's happening here. So I'll just ask the question and be like, look, whatever. I'll take the heat.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like, hey, look, I might find something out that I don't know. I might actually legitimately have a question, but hey, whatever.
I see it sometimes with the white belts. They're like, they won't, there's like any questions. And I'm looking like, I know
you don't know what's happening here. I know you don't know what's happening here.
Like, I barely know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening.
I know you don't know. So here, yeah, can we see that? Can you, because we weren't able to see that side. Can you turn and show it again? And then you see the white belts like, oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, you can thank me later. like just speak.
Just pay it forward. Just pay it forward for me.
Yeah. It's like, I don't have a problem. Did I turn my mic up? Or did I turn? Like, why did I get loud? That was weird. Like, I don't have a problem, asking the questions. Like, if I didn't get it, especially because there are times I'll sit there and look, especially like one of those Wednesday morning classes with Keith, and then he'll show something. I'm just like, oh, like he was like, I'll show it again. It's like, oh, yeah, thanks, because I definitely didn't get that. Like with Mahoney's classes, it almost feels catered to Dante. It's like, oh, like this is right up my alley. Like, oh, the knee cut? Yes, let's cut those knees. But like, I go to Keith classes, like, okay, we're doing something that I know. I think I remember when I was going to the night classes at one point, and we're going Matrix, and I remember I was just like,
wow.
I was like, and as soon as my wife was still working nights, and I would bring my daughter. We still had 2 vehicles at the time. I was like, bring my daughter. She was little enough where she didn't need my attention, but she wouldn't run on the mats, and it was like, all right, this isn't feeling good on my neck. I don't think my body bends that way. And I'm asking questions, and I'm like, okay, I just maybe this isn't for me. Like this, and I always learn things under the ideas like, I may not use it, but I need to know if you're going to use it. I need to know what that looks like, because
so that's super, super important, because all you need is for that one guy, because you don't want to give up the competitive advantage here, because you're like, maybe like the matrix system is not me. It's not really fitting into my game. But if somebody throw that at you and you don't know what's happening,
yeah,
you're cooked.
Oh yeah. Well, there's I think it was a Grappling Industries a few years back, and one of the rare times I was coaching, like they're like, all right, Dante, you're out there coaching the kids. I was like, I'm doing what? Nah, I'm an in-gym dude. Like, I work on Saturdays. It's like, yeah, you working today? But Epps' daughter, she had to move up because I think there was no one in her group. Maybe I think she had to move up in age. And her opponent hit her with an omoplata. She'd not seen an omoplata. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't know what.
I would say, yeah.
Fuck. But her opponent, is a sweet kid. Very, very sweet kid. Her coach is not sweet. It was like, break her arm. And the girl did not. Epps' daughter got out, and she lost on points. It's fine. And the young lady comes over, and so I didn't hear them say break the arm. The girl came over and told us, like, yeah, my coach was saying break her arm, but I don't want to do that. And I was like, thank you for being a good person. Like, oh my God, it's like these are children. But it's like, from that point, I was like, okay, we got to go back and show these kids. And granted, sure, they're not, that this was a rarity.
Yeah.
But they're going to see it. It's like, we gotta like figure out omoplatas now because that it's available.
It is. And it's a feedback loop. So what ends up happening is that they'll see it in a tournament and then drill it, and drill the escape, and then they'll see something else, on and on and on. And that's just what it is. It's just one large feedback loop going on and on and on until you get the black belt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it becomes a series again. It's like,
Yeah, that's really where my brain gets kind of in this loop where like, why was it when I finally came back? What I feel like was my return. 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I'm going to the Saturday classes with Mahoney over at Severna Park, and we're working knee cuts. Going to Kimura and working that system, and it just became a thing. It was like, okay, there's more to build from here. Okay, we go to the Tariqa Plata, and we can go to here, and it was like, and this I think was the first time that it clicked in my brain. Like, it's just a flowing system. There's always something building. Whereas before, it was static. It was like you learn to move.
yes.
And then you learn the other move, and then the other move. And we actually had a guy come over and visit last week from a local gym.
Okay.
And he knows moves, much like I was just referring to. He knows the moves, but there's no tying it together. There's no transitions. He's doing all the things.
He knows individual. It's like knowing words but not sentences.
Yes. And
Like, how does this fit together? How do you know? Like, okay, what is this word used for?
yeah, it's like, and even Mark and I were talking about it. It was like, dude, if we had this dude for like 6 months, we can turn him into a machine. It was like, I wish I could talk him into coming over, but he really enjoys where he's training. And they're a great group of people. I went over there and trained with them one Saturday last summer, and I mean, very sweet people. I was like, I like the vibe here. I like our vibe better, but I like the vibe here because it's very like, okay, we're chilling. It's very small. But then after kind of seeing last week, it was like, I get it now. He knows the things. There's no denying it. But it's just, where does it go? And when do you use it? So, seeing that and like thinking about it, it's like, now it's really in my head. And I was like, oh, all this has to be a system. You have to connect.
But that's actually super important. What he did was come to you guys. So I think cross training is really nice, and like a lot of people in our area do cross train, and we cross train. Like, I'm sure people go everywhere and over. Like when I'm home in so I'm from Philadelphia.
Ooh, don't listen to other podcasts we do because like, hey, look, I ain't got no problem with Philly, but just when it comes to sports fans, man, like,
We're horrible people. I know. I am part of this problem. I am very much part of the problem. But when I go home, I go to a couple of gyms in the Philadelphia area. And seeing new things there, like kind of taking notes, whatever, I'm always respectful, always like, I do not roll the way I roll in 88 anywhere else, unless it's a competition.
Yeah.
Like, so like I think seeing a new perspective, like really taking away from things that I'm seeing, and like one time I went to what's that thing called in Philadelphia, Movement Art with Denny Styles and Nick Salas. And I remember going there, and everybody's a bolo machine there. Everybody's a bolo machine there. Big, small, whatever. Their whole system is bolo collar sleeve. And I'm just like, I'm a big guy. Like, so I'm just like, it's like, don't matter. It's bolo time. So I was like, and it kind of challenged my authority on it. It was like, well, yeah, why not? So just kind of like roll with it, and then like kind of led me into a deeper dive on it, and then like talking with Sergio about it, and blah blah blah. And now, like, I mean, I like to think that I have like a serviceable bolo now. Like, but it's like that experience kind of like led me to like break that mold and said like, why don't I do this? Why don't I play guard more? Why don't I like do these like little guy movements that all these guys are doing? They look cool doing it. I was like, man. Like, have you ever seen Devin and Jason like bolo? That shit looks real complicated. I'm like, God. But it's like, what happens if I do that?
I can tell you, it's terrifying. Like when you see a big dude do some little dude shit, it's like, man, I was not prepared for this today. I thought we was doing something different. So now I got to recalibrate my thought with this dude now because he can just throw that shit out of nowhere. It happens.
Literally, me and Jeremy's entire experience together. He's like, "You're gonna pull something out of your butt, aren't you?" It's like, I am. It's gonna happen today. And then he finds a way of shutting it down, and then I find a way of getting him with something else, and we're just on and on and on.
That's how I feel with Mark. It's like, you're gonna do some fucking fuck shit, aren't you? He's like, yeah. And then he does it, and I'm like, okay, all right, let's reset. Let's try this again. And then it's like, well, now that I know that's coming, I'm gonna give you something else. It's like, okay.
But it really becomes fun when you guys both are doing fuck shit at the same time. You start like, okay, Sparky, I got something for you too.
It's like, I got some shit in my pocket too. Watch.
I've got tricks too, sir. I think there was one rule with me and Mark is legendary. We threw every known leg attack at each other and just kept escaping. It was like strangle lock, toe hold, knee bar, calf slicer, like Mikey lock, Junie lock. It's like okay lock.
It's like, yeah. Like,
it's like, how are you keep escaping this?
Like, I got more. Hold on.
Like, oh, I got way more.
Remember, there was a roll with Mark and I, and we're in a gi. He's got a straight ankle lock, and I just kind of grabbed it. He was like, we can't heel hook in a gi, and I was like, you're right, we can't. And like we're sitting there staring at each other. It was like, knowing that I'm not going to do it, he pulls back more, and I start to kind of, and it is like there's kind of like playing chicken. And finally, I just let go. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna heel hook you. Number one, number two is like the ankle lock's getting tighter and tighter the more you move.
Just getting a little sort of spicy here.
Like, let me chill. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to initiate this.
I am sorry for your problems because I remember taking him to the side and explaining him the whole leg lock system, and he has just flourished with it.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Well, it's funny because it's like I'll see folks that want to dive into the leg lock game without really understanding the leg lock game or studying it. It's just like, I saw it, it looks cool. And it's like, it is. Mm-hmm. It's an equalizer for sure. But it's like, don't just be reckless. And like with Mark, it's just that. He goes in, he knows, and he takes care of you. Mm-hmm. He gives you the warning, like, look, I can do this if you want me to. And it's like,
See, my thing is always, and it's always a younger guy, younger belt, younger guy, and they think like, oh yeah, I can catch an upper belt with a leg lock, and for the most part, you are correct until that upper belt knows leg locks. Mm-hmm. So you try that with Ty and Sergio. Let's see how that goes for you.
Yeah, it's. I remember. I don't know if this was which. It might have been the old Ivy League in Arnold. I believe there's I don't think the guy stuck around because I don't remember him, but I remember Naomi. She's showing him around. She's working with him, and over here, was like, you know, you have any questions? And he's like, oh yeah, like when can I learn leg locks? And she was like, let's work on shrimping.
Let's work on shrimping first. Like when you learn to stand properly,
like what? Leg locks? Fuck out of here. Like I don't know. It's crazy because like you said, it's usually a young guy that comes in and he's like, I want to catch him with leg locks. And I was like, okay. I mean, but if you got somebody that knows it, you're treading on, you know, thin ice right now.
There's always one guy. It usually happens once a month where somebody's gonna come in and they're gonna try and leg lock. And they're like, oh, I got you in a heel hook. I'm just like, one, no, you don't. Secondly, I'm not heel hooking you because I've already gotten in trouble for this 5 times, and I really don't want to get yelled at again.
I mean, 5 is, you know, I think 5's enough.
I think that's enough. It was like, you really want to go down this road? Because I'll just tap. I'll just be like, okay, that's how we're playing today. Because once you open Pandora's box. What's up?
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't even mess with feet. Like I look at who I'm going against. I let them make that call. I'm not going to make the call first because I don't want to now set something in motion that I wasn't ready for. So again, like I do it with Mark because it's Mark. I know, we're fucking around. I do it with Kyle because I know we're fucking around. But it's like, if I'm rolling with you, I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and stay away because I just got a feeling. Because the wrist lock, it goes back to the wrist lock because I was not ready and I didn't think it was a thing. It was like, all right, well, Chief does it, so it's fine. I will avoid it with him. And I never saw it again. And then I met you, and I was like, oh, what the fuck was that? Is he a cop? Like, yo, like, what are we doing? And then from that point, Ives got me once because I've been protecting, so I was good. And one day I got lazy.
Always that one day.
I got too comfortable. He wrist locked me. It hit quick. I screamed, and then he proceeded to just send me DMs, X-rays circling the wrist, people with broken hands. I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Unnecessary, yo. I get it. You got me. It's not gonna happen, and I think that was the last time we rolled. It was like, it ain't gonna happen again because I'm not rolling with you for years.
My thing with so there is a long lineage of wrist lockers that we have done. And it has gone from Malcolm, Ty, Southside, to me and Jeremy. and on. And it just goes, because you get them one good time, you're like, what is this? And you're like, oh, yeah, you can get this from anywhere. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah. And now we just get it from everywhere.
Oh, actually, that does remind me. I don't think it was on video, too. The angle wasn't there. So the guy who was visiting last week, I did wrist lock him. Not out of hate. Not out of...
And we have passed the tradition on. This is how it happens. Because you just see it, and you feel it, and you're like, maybe, bop!
So I had him in a Kimura, but it was just there. And I was like, well, why shouldn't I? And it's like, there's no reason not to. Well, Mark wrist locked me in a triangle. I was about to tap to the triangle. And I've said it plenty of times on here, and he will be on here again soon, and I will say it again there. This has happened, 2 years ago now? I'm still salty about that shit, because I was like, my hand comes up for the tap, and he grabs it, and I was like, yo. Why? You had me dead to rights. I was about to tap. I was ready to give up, and you was like, not enough.
You lasted too long.
It's like, now go tell your family. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Why would you say that? Come home, how was training? Mark wrist locked me. He's not welcome in our home anymore. That's what you tell him that when he shows up. You tell him that because I don't want. He's not my friend. But those are those things though where it's like when I had to do it in Kimura, it was it wasn't even a thought though, because it was the way that his hand was, the way my hand was right there. I was like, why not?
So this brings me to is the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, right? So I have certain rules that I always follow in competition. Rule number one, I don't get paid by the hour. I will take the quick submission every single time. So you want a real brutal one? The finals of the Open Class at Pants this year. And we're going, whatever. I'm hungry, first off. So let's start there. I've cut weight. I'm hungry. I've been fighting all day at this point. And you are the one guy who is separating me from double gold. This guy grabs me low. He grabs my collar low. And I immediately wrist lock him. Over. 10 seconds in. Oh, we're done. Double gold. I don't get paid by the hour. So if I can take a quick sub and get out of here and go get my food, we out.
Yeah. Why are we sticking around?
Why are we sticking around? I'm not sitting here playing jiu-jitsu. I'm not sitting here playing jiu-jitsu. My job is to win right now. I play jiu-jitsu during the week.
I want to win and eat.
That's literally all I want here.
So if your feelings are hurt,
give me. Oh, you pull guard and you give me your foot to break. What am I gonna do?
I mean, look, if it's there, it's there.
It's there.
Like I said, like think about chess moves. What are the consequences of me doing this thing here?
If your Queen's Gambit failed, guess what's about to happen?
You have to have a rough time.
It's about to be a rough day.
All right, I got some questions here to wrap us up. Let me. I didn't vet these questions. Should just be coming in, and I'm like, I trust them.
Probably not a great idea on that one, but hey.
Hold on, let me. All right, these seem safe.
Safe. I want spicy. Let's go spicy.
I mean, I'll have to resubmit. They're like, hey, give me some fucked up things. Then come to Colompton. Like that's like though you don't drink, you can still have a good time.
It'll be all right.
We drink half a beer and review it, and then talk shit. And that board right there is the shit that we talk about, just random shit.
The board's great. The board's great.
Like, and half the time it's like we forget the board is there because we get sidetracked by other shit. And
the board has Water Heater, NBA Champions, and Liver King on it. Like, I want to know the through line here.
So my co-host's Water Heater, his apartment flooded. What was the other one?
Liver King.
So Liver King has some static with Joe Rogan, and I had to bring
Did
up.
he just get arrested for that?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell
Like I had to bring up the fact that I didn't know he was still alive. That's a fact. Like, because you didn't hear anything after all the allegations came out, or not allegations, but the reveal that he was on steroids.
He was on like some insane amount of steroids.
Yeah, and I was like, I legit thought he died. So I was like, so when you see these reports that he's under arrest, I was like, oh shit, like he didn't die, because news travels so fast. It's like it's like someone dies and you move on to the next story. So I was like, oh, it was one of those. Oh, never mind. He's threatening Joe Rogan.
He's like literally stalking Joe Rogan and trying to kill him. Like, that's great. That's great stuff.
I just feel like that's a weird choice.
It's like that's a weird guy. That's a weird guy to stalk there, bro.
But like that's not my first choice. Like probably not my millionth choice. Like just feel like
Seems like not a great idea.
No, terrible. But yeah, that's that nonsense, and who knows what it'll be. I just sit there on Instagram and look and see stories, and I text them to myself and then write them on the board. And then it could be anything. And by the time, like if I see something Monday, by the time we get to it on Friday, it's no longer relevant in my mind. But I still put it there. It's like, see what my co-host says. It's like, how do you feel about male birth control? I was like, what? It's like, I don't know. It came up, but you gotta like, they're like gonna put some gel in your thing. And it was like, no. I was like, I agree.
Wait, that's a gel?
Yeah.
Well, shit, I just learned something new today.
Yeah, I think it's like a trial they're running right now, and it like if the trial filled up, everybody was like, I want to try this, but no, it's basically like they're a little snip, and then they're gonna put some gel in there and block it. And I was like, wait, first off, all these dudes signing up for this? I'm not signing up for anybody to snip me nowhere. No. Like I'm not in a rush. Like I'm good. I got. Our kid came out with all 10 of her fingers, all 10 toes, both eyes. I think we're good, and we're fine.
Look, I got my son and my daughter. We're good. I'm about to start over this thing, man. And we're done. We're done now.
Yeah. And my kid keeps saying, oh, man, it'd be nice if I had a sibling. It would be nice. I mean, but we also put kids up for adoption in this family. I'm proof. So don't fuck around. If you want a sibling, I know an orphanage.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. They're not called orphanages anymore. I found that out the hard way.
Wait, they're not?
No, they're like group homes.
That's worse. Do you see how that's worse?
Well, I thought about it because when I was in an orphanage, I was like, well, I don't think I'm not an orphan. My parents are alive. And I was like, maybe they should call this something else. And then years later, I have a buddy. He was in a group home. He was like, yeah, they're not called orphanages. They're called group homes. I was like, that's wild. Like,
that's
really?
I just learned something new.
I still call it orphanage because
that's what it was called.
Yeah, like why the fuck not? I mean,
shit.
Like, and then certain times it can get dark just using that terminology, orphanage. So I steer away from all of it because I'm a good guy and I don't send my kid away. Military school is on the horizon if she don't chill. All right, question 1.
All right.
What's the hardest role you've ever had at 88?
Oh, wow. You are starting up.
I mean, it's just right there.
All right. the hardest. Can I go with a series of roles, actually?
Let's run it.
Okay. So I'll never forget this day because it was probably one of the hardest training sessions I have ever experienced in my life. It was the ADCC camp. Okay. So there was a point by which we had 3 people going to ADCC at the same time. You had Jamil, Timmy, and Muhammad. You got Ty running the class. Everybody's in the same room. And I am the only other person that was over 200 pounds that was not a black belt. So I got passed from Tim Spriggs to Muhammad Ali to Ty Murphy and back again. Twice. And my God, they kept me so safe. I was a blue belt. I was like midway through blue belt. They kept me so safe. I felt like, but I have never felt so helpless in my whole life. They did what they wanted, when they wanted, and the intensity level of the room was so incredibly high. Like, it was just, you knew what was up. You knew what was up. And you knew when I saw Muhammad, when I shook hands with Muhammad, I knew I was in for it. And he did whatever the fuck he wanted. I shot in. I was doing anything my little blue belt self could come up with. And he shut everything down with a smile on his face. I was like, what in God's name have I got myself into today? Then of course, you go with Jamil. And Jamil is a wizard. And he's sitting here like, I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm like thinking to myself, you got to be fucking kidding me. This guy, I outweigh this guy by 50 pounds. It did not matter. Let me assure you. He ended up on my back in every God's blessed way he possibly could. But it kind of taught me a lot. First off, stuff like days like that, roles like that, set the standard. It's like, this is where you're going. Sometimes you get a little bit cocky. Sometimes you think you're feeling yourself. And then you got to be reminded, no. This is where it goes. And that was one of those days where I was just like, oh my God. Like, I was soaked, bloody. I walked out with all my fingers and toes. I was fine. But no injuries, no nothing. Like, but one day it was just pure havoc, leg locks. And like, I don't know if you've ever been to Ty's class.
Once, and I was like, I'm not ready for this.
So, like, Ty respects the idea that this is an advanced class and will teach it as such.
Oh, yeah.
So, everything's on the table. Like, and he runs it like old football practice. The expectation is that you are respectful. The expectation is that you came to play. And once he shut that door, that's it.
You're in.
You're in. You locked in for the next hour and a half. He ends on time all the time. And guess what? You about to switch. It's going to get hard.
I went to his class, and I didn't know it was an hour and a half. Mark did not give me this information. And then he tried to feed me to Timmy. But I knew already. And I was like, nah, I'm good. And I went with Elvis instead. I was like, hey, come here, man. That was no fucking picnic either. But at least, I was like, yeah. And then at the hour mark, I was like, whew, all right, that was a good run. I was like, all right, time for rounds. I was like,
yeah, time for live rounds.
What? I'm not ready for this. And then from that point, I was like, okay, I'm not quite prepared for this. Let me just go ahead and take my happy ass back over to Severna Park and do wrestling class and just.
But how do you get ready for it if you're not there?
So, but now I think now I've gone through a series of things where I'm like, okay, I have an understanding. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of you jump in the pool because you know it's there. It's like you navigate the waters. Whereas before, I didn't know what was in the water. I jumped in the water thinking we swimming for an hour. And it was like, oh, we got another 30. I was like, baby, I got shit to do. I got a kid.
I look like that's what I'm saying. To the point, I'm a goldfish. Yeah. I am a blue belt. I just got here. And they sent me with the sharks.
Yeah.
The world champion sharks.
Yeah.
I was like,
yo, I didn't know when I walked, because I'm looking around at who was in there. I'm like, oh, these guys compete. I'm thinking, all right, it's gonna be friendly. Nice little friendly. Nope, not friendly. Those warm. I did like the warm ups though. I like the warm ups because they was like drill specific, and it was like, I love this. But then once we got rolling, I was like, I don't like this. My back don't feel right. like why is Elvis doing this to me?
Yo,
I need an adult. And the adults in here are not the ones that I need. but it's that learning experience. It's a great class, and it's one of those things where it's like, I will go back eventually when I am mentally ready. I don't know when that will be.
I do understand that point, and like sometimes I have to step it back and be like, because I've been in the fire so long at this point that it's like it just feels like a sudden bake.
And I think that's the problem with me though, is like you've been in the fire, so it's like you know what it's like, and like the burn isn't really like it's a burn, but it's like I've been here before. Whereas me, it's like I went there, it's like whoa, caught me off guard. Let me go back to safety, and you get used to that safety, and it's like at some point you have to come out of that safety.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the competition mindset, though, because they were prepping so hard. And, like, that's one of the things I did learn in that class that I always took away from it was, like, their level of intensity and their level of preparedness for that class. I was not prepared. I was not that prepared in that class. And, like, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help. I'm here to be a good training partner. I'm here to learn from you guys. And, like, there was also just the appreciation that I'm in the presence of the absolute upper echelon of my sport. Yeah. Like, this is it. Like, I'm rolling with Timmy. Like, and at that point, Timmy was like just coming off Nogi Worlds. Like, he just won his first world championship. And like, you got to think to yourself, like, this is it. This is the apex predator of my division in my sport. This is what I am. This is the top. This is the top dog. And we are blessed in that. Like, I'm looking at the top dog. This is it. Like, of my division at the black belt level, this is it. Like, if I can even get half of what he is, then at my belt level, I'm gonna crush people. So like, that's kind of how I take it. It's like, yo, I ask questions. And it taught me. It also, that particular session, like I said, by far hardest roles I've ever had. But it taught me to appreciate, like, what we're doing here. Like, you don't get that anywhere else. Like, even going like, wait, you know black belt world champions? I'm like, I know a lot of black belt world champions, actually. Like, how many people can really say, like, they have, like, the world champion, the champion of their sport as a number in their cell phone? Like, that's crazy. Like, that's like having, like, for a basketball player, that would be like LeBron being your phone. Like,
that's
what?
The comparison I always use when I'm talking about jiu-jitsu, especially like at our gym, because I brag about our gym. I don't care what anybody say. Like, you know, like, well, you're not that great. Oh, okay, come on over. Come visit. But I always say, there is that comparison. It's like when you look at other sports, you have your greats, and they're untouchable. And here, like, we have connections to them. We can actually roll with them. Like, we can get on the mat with them and have a round. And not a lot of folks can say that. When we had the dude that visited last week, he rode up with me, and we were driving back, and he asked, was like, when he's talking about, because we're talking about the SP schedule, and we only have 2 advanced classes. It was like, you guys only have 2 advanced classes. How is everybody so good? I was like, well, I mean, we have other gyms with other advanced classes, number 1. But number 2, like, homegrown. It's like, everybody that we have here, it's like people start and they grow with the group. We grow together. You see a lot of folks, they bounce from gym to gym to gym to gym, and that's fine. You got to find your fit. Here we have a pretty good culture where there's something for everyone. Like, even there are times where I feel uncomfortable because I'm just like, because everybody, vibing together. I'm a little awkward at times because I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to fit in, but I still get pulled in. I still get like you, Southside, Ty. You know, and I only see Ty a handful of times, and he still, greets me like, we old friends. I'm like, God damn, I love this. This is what I like. He's like, I feel like I belong. I feel like, okay, this is home. Mm-hmm. But, we take care of each other. So it's like, why is everybody so good? Because we're getting good together.
Yeah.
Versus like one person saying, like, Navarro, your goal is this. And you're like, and I don't care who's behind me. I'm going here. It's like, no, let's, we all going together.
Look, grab him. We going. Like,
yeah.
Hey, look, it's been some times where I was sitting there like, man, I don't know. And like, look, my training partners have brought me up. Jeremy has very often had to bring me back from the brink. It was like, no, get back here. You're fine. I was like, all right. Look, sometimes you gotta. It's that cult, like you said. It's a cultural thing. Yeah. It's a cultural thing, and like we have the highest culture level, and like it's like a culture of respect, and it's a culture of like we're all trying to get better together, like you said. And I think that's really, really important because in that instance, everybody has an understanding that says that if you get better, if I make Jake better, that means that by proxy, I am making myself better because then he can become a better training partner for me. Mm-hmm. And we are just simply going back and forth, and we're up the level. And then we can bring the next group up, and we can bring the next group up, and we can give back to the community that gave to us in that instance. So, and that perpetuates itself all the way up to black belt. Because the black belts, like, mind you, while I did say that was like the roughest set of roles I have ever been in, they took care of me.
Yeah.
I walked out of there perfectly fine. Heartbroken, and completely humbled, but perfectly fine physically. And like they definitely told me like, this is what you did wrong. This is why I was able to take your back. This is the reason why you ended up twisted on your head and blah blah blah. Like this is the why behind what happened. Like they were all, and that's my thing. I always loved the idea that they have always been able to tell me exactly what was going on, and they were willing to communicate that information. No information is esoteric. No information is secret or whatever.
That was one thing. It actually takes me back to, was it the Backtake seminar at Severna Park? Yeah. And I think it was Jeremy, yourself, Epps, and me down on the far end. And it might have been Jeremy on my back. Or no, I might have been on Jeremy's back. Mm-hmm. And you're calling out kind of instructions to me. Mm-hmm. And in my head, I'm like, I hear you. I don't quite get it. But then also the other side was like, I appreciate that he's trying to help me. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I appreciate it. And it didn't feel like, I was being talked down to. It felt like, you're genuinely like trying to instruct me like, hey, you need to sit up, like you need to get like, because like one of the things as Vanessa was explaining is like, if you're doing it, you're never on your back as the person taking the back. And I was on my back. Mm-hmm. And I knew that. I was like, shit, he's heavy. I can't move him. You're like, you need to get off your back. I was like, trust me, I'm trying. Like, believe me. It's not that I'm not trying. But the other part of me was like, I do appreciate, though, that it wasn't like, talking down. Like, because, as we are in this world where we talk about trauma quite a bit in different things, I think that is one thing that sometimes holds me back, traumatically, is like thinking like I'm doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. They're going to like basically talk down to me, and I'm disappointing someone now. And I don't ever feel that way when I'm like, being coached by like you, Epps, Mahoney, Mark. It's like, okay, these guys are genuinely trying to get me to the right spot.
I think it's because I was always, and they always lead with kindness.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, this person is trying to learn this. This is a seminar. This is like class. And one of the things that we forget in all of the vim and vigor of this sport is that this is a class. Like, this is a teacher. Like, we are students. We're in a giant study group. This is what it is. It's a giant study group. So if I have a realization like, oh, wait, Jake is going to his back and Jeremy's just crushing him there. Well, it's incumbent upon me as a fellow student. It's not like I'm not your coach, I'm not your teacher. Like I'm right here with you. I'm learning this too. Oh my gosh, I just had a realization. And if I observe that of you, then I can observe it of myself as well. And I can observe that as the attacker to make sure, like, oh wait, if I get him to his back, he's gonna get cooked. So it's like on and on and on, stuff like that. And like it's like we said before, it's like helping each other, rising each other up. Like you gotta like call it out, and no one's doing it in a like condescending way. No. Like no one's doing it like whatever. And that's one of the beautiful things about it. Is like, hey, look, if you know somebody and you rib them a little bit, like, oh my God, I'll rib Jeremy and Olivia till high heaven. But it's never done out of a sense of like malice. Yeah. It's done more of it's always done with love. It's always leading with love or leading with kindness.
I mean, that's, I feel like the only way to do it, but, that's just me. Well, I know. All right. What's your favorite submission and why?
Oh God. I'm gonna get hit for this. You know what? I'm just gonna answer the classic way. I'm a footlock guy. Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fine. I have a tendency. So I don't know if you heard that speech from Julius about like always having like an S level something, an S level submission or whatever. So there was a time when I was a white belt where I was up 11-0, and I went for a footlock, and I got called for and I got DQ'd because I reaped. Keith will not let it go 8 years later. It's okay though. But what it did was it made me go back. It made me study it. It made me drill it. And now, I am confident if I get to your foot, there's a real high likelihood this thing's over. So, and I usually don't ever walk out of a tournament without a footlock. It's been a real long time since I've walked out of a tournament without a footlock of some sort. And the firefight situation, comfortable, like the whole nine. But my favorite, that's my favorite submission, mainly because it has saved my butt so many times, and it's just something that kind of flows with my game. So I've developed a system around it. I've developed multiple systems around it. Like if I can touch your foot, this is over. I can make sure this is over.
Nice.
So that's kind of my footlock thing.
All right.
Now, of course, my secondary one is a wrist lock.
Of course it is.
Because I'm a horrible person, and I'm a horrible wrist lock fiend.
Sometimes if you feel like you have too many friends, it's okay to break out the wrist lock.
Just, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
One less friend.
It's okay. I mean, because, like, what was really going on with the friendship anyway, right?
What's love got to do with this anyway?
Exactly. I mean, I told my wife I had a wrist locker once. she kept patting me. I was like, I'm trying to read a comic book, and I only read the first 7 pages of a comic anyway, so it's not going to be long. She kept patting me. I was like, stop! Like, I'm really into this. I'm gonna wrist lock you. She was like, whoa, why would you do that? I was like, because I'm just trying to read. It's not going to be long, like I'm going to get bored in a second, and then you can like slap box with me all you want. Just
slap box with me. Just take this wrist lock.
Yeah, you want to catch your wrist lock first, though.
Catch this.
That's fine. All right, last one. Has training jiu-jitsu changed how you handle challenges off the mat?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you give an example?
Oh, too many. So, like most people or whatever, I used to be a very angry person, much angrier, much more prone to conflict, especially in my younger years when I was like 19, 20-ish. And just being in combat sports, I got into combat sports a very interesting way. Had a bad breakup. And I don't know, in the days of Groupon, I don't know if we remember Groupon, all you young kids.
I think they still have an app.
They still have something going on there. It was a cardio kickboxing class. So, you get 10 classes for $100. It's like, all right, I need something to do. Like, I'm kind of just sitting here depressed over this breakup, blah, blah, blah. Go in, do that. Start doing it, want to continue doing it. So I sign up. They have a MMA class after. And what it did, and I promise I'm going somewhere with this, is they wanted me because I was really strong. So their cardio boxing class, I'm like, wow, they're really. So they were like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't take the cardio boxing class. Let's put you in the actual boxing class. Didn't know there was a difference. Found out quickly. They're like, oh man, this guy's got some hands. Whatever. Oh, this is like. And then one of the guys was training for an MMA match. So they're like, yo, Navarro, come in and say, hey, what's up? Like, oh, well, you want to like do a little bit of training, whatever. Like, have you ever done any like wrestling or anything of the sort? It's like, no, not really. But I mean, I used to play football and like I could throw some hands real quick. It's like, all right, whatever. We'll throw you in here. This guy fakes the right and double legs me. And hit me so hard it split my chin.
Oof.
Split my chin dead in half. By the way, if you're hearing this, I love you, Gordon. But I never forgot that experience. And I was like, he nullified everything I had. So, got into jiu-jitsu. Like, I was like, I can't let this ride. Because I can't be bad at stuff.
Of course.
So, got into jiu-jitsu, started working or whatever, and I realized no matter how angry I was, it did not help even a little bit at jiu-jitsu because I would just get submitted faster. It was like, oh, you'd be all right. And this guy's just sitting here laughing at me. So how that helped myself off the mat is that, one, it allowed me to understand that I can embrace my anger, but in terms of problem solving, the problem itself is still here. It doesn't help that cause. It's it can be a motivation, but you cannot let it become an inhibition. It can be some way of like motivating you to solve the problem. It can be your impetus, but it's not going to help you solve the problem. The facts are the facts. The facts are you are not strong enough. So how do you solve that problem? Like, you have to identify the problem to solve the problem. And in all honesty, it's been in complete, as somebody who's like, so I work in software. So I am a senior cloud architect, responsible for AI on several projects. And part of my charge is solving problems, just identifying problems, finding unique ways of solving problems. And I think that jiu-jitsu especially leans itself well to problem solving. So problem solving in I will agree with Joe Rogan on this one. It is problem solving with a consequence. Because either you solve this problem or break yourself. So in that instance, it's helped me to be able to calmly solve problems in which everybody's going crazy around me, because I can't go crazy. If I go crazy, I'm just going to dig myself a deeper grave.
Yep.
You don't find the right way out of an armbar and you spaz out, those pops are coming. Like,
I'm aware.
Sorry. Like, oh man, you're going to, what are you going to do in this leg lock? Oh, I'm just going to, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Just be cool.
Just be cool. Be cool. Like, you don't muscle your way out of a choke. You just get choked faster.
Yep.
So that sort of thing really translates itself well to my work life and also my personal life. It just made me a nicer person, because it was like all that anger, all that frustration is now has its own outlet. It has an embrace. So like, I'm not gonna argue with you. It was like, even my mother always says like, no, like, you seriously needed that, like, because it's like,
she won't let me like I almost quit. She was like, you can't quit.
Nope.
You're happier, you're nicer, you're more patient. And I was already relatively patient, but it's like
it becomes like I'm much more patient a person by being in this sport, and I'm much more effective a teacher as well, because I understand that basics win ball games here. So, like, oh well, you might go through and like, oh, I know all this code and I know all this stuff, like, but you know all this upper echelon stuff, but you forgot the base level problem. What are you solving? Like, why are you here? Why are you being paid? Not the methodologies and like all the libraries that you know and all the certifications you may have, but it really, jiu-jitsu makes you address big problems from the bottom up. So like, what was the problem? And that translates across the board, your entire life. Identify what the actual problem is. Like, you can learn 500 moves. Lord knows, you know the guy who's YouTube, Mr. YouTube, but can't walk straight. Like, but get caught with the simple foot sweep. You know how to invert and berimbolo and do the matrix hooks and back takes and all this other stuff, and you get caught with the same ankle pick every single time. And at no point have you addressed the ankle pick that you keep getting caught with.
Trying to cover it up with all the other trimmings.
Yeah, but if the root's not good, the root's not good. So if you're gonna do this, like, and that translates across the board here, this is what I tell my son. What is your real problem? What's wrong? Like, oh, I want this, I want that. No. I didn't ask you that. What's wrong? Answer the question. Because if you start going across the board and you don't answer the question, then you never actually address the problem. Then you just you hide the problem and you let it fester. Yeah. Don't do that. Address the problem. So, that's one of my things. It's one of my little philosophical things. And yes, my brother calls me Gandhi every so often. I'm just like, yeah, you're so like chill. I'm like, because violence is a part of my life. Dude. Like, violence is just as much a part of my life as dinner is. Like, this isn't a new thing for me.
People, it's like, again, if you're not in the know, you don't know, because there's a post I put up years ago, and it went something to the effect of like, you would never understand the violence that it took for me to become this peaceful or this calm. Like, because it's an everyday thing. So, you know,
it's simple. It's just, it's part of who you are. And like, I think that the ability, that's another super good benefit of combat sports in general. It's just the ability to handle conflict in an effective manner.
Yep.
So like, we don't spaz out if some guy disrespects us at work. You know, we can kick this guy's butt, but why would we?
Yeah,
like,
I don't have to.
Like, I don't have to impose my will upon you. Like, that's not useful information for me. That's not a useful thing. Of course I can defend myself, but there's no need. No one's attacking me. This guy's using words, so let's keep it at a word level. We can spar. We can verbally spar here, but that's fine.
I think once you get to the point of turning something physical, you've shown that you've lost control. You also have lost the argument. if you now have to push somebody or hit somebody, you're like, what was Pineapple Express when the one guy played by Gary Cole, Rosie Perez yells at him like, you see how fucking weak we look? You lost control. Like, and that's just the thing. It's like, you know, once you lose control and turn it physical, well, a lot of people think that physical is strong. It's like, no, you're weak. Yeah. Like, you're weak. Just like, if you can talk it down, you got it.
Yeah, just talk it down. It's like, because everybody goes home. Like, we know, if stuff really pops off, we can end it.
Yeah.
But it's like, why would you? And it makes you a far more peaceful person. It makes you respect people more, because like, and it's one of the things I tell my son, like, your ability to maintain your manners is the highest form of strength. Like, being strong muscles don't make you strong. A strong mind does.
Yeah.
Strong muscles make you strong muscles make you defensive. They make you think you're strong. Your strong mind makes you strong. Like, even in our sport, it's what's between your ears that is like that will get you there. Like, there's a million people come in. Oh my God. Oh, I lift 400 or 500 pounds. Wrist lock.
Like, what's those muscles like in your wrist? I mean, what do you mean?
Crack.
Oh, fuck, that's what he meant.
Man, you can't muscle your way out of this triangle, though.
No.
You be all right.
I mean, folks just, again, have a uneducated viewpoint. But that's the point of us being here to try to, I guess, guide, teach.
Guide, teach, and educate, and have fun doing it.
That's the thing. Fun.
I'll leave you with the community aspect of it and say, it's a brotherhood and a sisterhood that I don't think is replicated much across our day and age. In the digital age, like, it's a lot harder to make friends now. Like, especially as an adult, you're not in classes with people now. Like,
no.
And everybody gets a little gully behind a screen. So you don't, like, this is the one time that phone goes in the bag, you are having real conversations with people. Yeah. And for some people, you got to remember, people working from home now, people, like, this might be the only human interaction they have all day long is with the people in this gym. Like, everybody got some baggage that they put in that bag. Like, and I forget who said it. I want to give him proper credit, though. But this did not come from me. A guy said that there is a ritual that you're doing that you don't really know you're doing when you go into the gym. But especially like in combat sports gym. So you are taking your clothes off and putting whatever uniform you may be putting on. And what you're really doing is you're taking your burdens off, and you're taking your inhibitions, your inabilities, like all of the weights that you are carrying into the gym, they go into your bag. And you're putting on this armor, this part of yourself that only identifies in this place. It only makes sense here.
True.
And you're going out with a bunch of people with the same goals and the same mindset that you have. And you don't know what was in their bag. You don't know what's in their bag. You just don't. It may be somebody's mom might have died. I mean, personal story, like, the 3 days, I came back 3 or 4 days after my father passed. And I needed that. I needed normalcy at that point. Like, it was the day, and it just happened to be my birthday. So I and I just felt it. I put my clothes in the bag, folded my clothes in, came in, and I never forget, Vince, love Vince to death. Love Vince Deem to death. Vincent Deem will always have a place in my heart. Not to mention the fact that he married me. So, and I remember him giving me a big hug. He didn't say anything. He said, "I love you, man." And we just rolled. And that was the normalcy I needed in that moment at that time. And there's people like that. You don't know. You don't know what's in that bag. But you know, whatever's in that bag, for this hour and a half I'm here, doesn't matter. Like, this is my community. These are my friends. We are all, like, you Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, like, poor, rich, like, shoot, we got lawyers, doctors, architects, we got guy who works at a gas station. All these people are the same here. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. That's the community of it. What you are outside this room don't matter. Like, it's me, you, mano a mano. Wherever we are in our lives right now, whatever is in that bag, don't matter. Can you stop me? And that's the same thing in competition. No one cares. No one cares that you didn't sleep. No one cares that you didn't move. Like, it's all egalitarian now. Can you stop me right here, right now, no matter what happened before this point? And there's a beauty in that. There's a true beauty and a true community in that. And we slap, we shake hands, and everybody goes home. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And it's one of the few times in your life where you'll have that.
So what I love about this community is that we're all here for the same thing.
Absolutely.
Roughly. So, awesome. Yep. Damn, like, the way the pod was going, I didn't think we were going to end like that. Like, so
I'm glad I can give you a little bit of something here.
So thank you. Navarro, thank you for doing this. This was good. This was like, so I talked to Jeremy, I talked to Mar, and I was like, once I talk to Navarro, I want to get us 3.
Absolutely.
Well, you 3, us 4 on a group, because the group pods are something else.
You get me, Jeremy, and Mark in a room, it's gonna get real spicy. I promise. Did it ever happen last time that happened?
It's always, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I know the risk, and I'm willing to shoulder. I'm willing to shoulder that burden, just to get everybody together. Let's talk. Let's have a good time, and then, what comes out of it comes out of it. Those are usually ones that I'm like, let me go back and edit that. Might got to go, take some words out. But thank you for this, and I greatly appreciate it.
No.
It coming out too, because that's the whole thing. Is like I always tell people, I give them the option. You can do it remote. You can come out. Like I always put the remote out there because a lot of folks don't trying to travel, and that's fine. I get it. But when you're like, no, I'll come through. I was like, bad, because these are the ones where I don't have to go back and listen to it. I don't have to go back and edit it. I can just it's fine, because we can edit on the fly. If something was funky, I'm like, let me go back and change that. But like if we did a remote, it's like, I gotta go play back, make sure the sound is right. I might have,
We want to make sure. Plus, there's something to be said about speaking face to face.
Yeah.
Look, it's like come through, go through. Like my wife baked some cakes. I had to bring some of the good stuff. You know
appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, I have to give my wife a plug. BrittanyBreaksBread.com. She's got a food blog, whatever, and not a whatever, but it's like she's like, look. I always tell people, I'm trying to be Insta hubby. I am trying to quit. I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to get retired and just do jiu-jitsu all the time and be a sous chef. So we working on this.
I've been telling her, like, hey, you got tons of talents. Let's go utilize them. She's like, I don't know where to start. It's like, I didn't know where to start the podcast. I just turned on the mic. I didn't even do it right. It was Mark and I sitting here with a phone. I thought a mic was here, and we're talking. You couldn't hear Mark. No. That was episode 1. It was like, what the fuck? Is he just talking to himself? We hear a whisper in the background.
And now look at you.
I mean,
look, I'm so proud of what she has accomplished or whatever. And obviously the support system, is immeasurable. So always got to give her a shout out whenever I get a chance to. Go to BrittanyBreaksBread.com. She has a cookbook, all that good stuff. She went from not knowing how to cook to a cookbook.
That's wild.
It was nuts. She had real base levels of cooking. Then really that's kind of how we linked up. Is that love of cooking, and we both got real bad habits of diving into some real weird stuff. So she went cooking, I went jiu-jitsu. Now,
whatever keeps you happy, though. That's
absolutely. But always a pleasure. And thank you for having me, by the way. I meant to say that before. I've always you are my companion when I am on the road to Philadelphia.
Oh, good.
All times.
Thank you.
It's Dad, what is that? It's don't worry about it. Look, it has been a pleasure and an honor, always. And bring me back whenever you want, and all you gotta do is say the word.
Oh, definitely. I definitely want to have you back. Like I said before we started recording, it's like, oh, we flowing now. We can go in all directions in conversation. So thank you.
When he says oh, he's so serious. I'm like, me? I am never serious.
look, like I said, like I had a feeling. I was like, look, I know, like we gonna cut it up. It's gonna be good. But I was like, I don't know, man. Every time I cross paths with him on the mat, he's dialed in. Like, all right, let's. Once we start, so I was like, oh no. Okay, we cool in the gang right now. It's all right. We about to have a good old time. So good of a time. We went 2 hours. I was like, oh, we gonna do an hour and be out. I looked at the hour mark. I was like, we can do another 30. And then here we are. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right. So did shout out for your wife? Any other shout outs or mentions you'd like to leave us with?
Nah, just like I said, thank you so much. Like, thanks to all my teammates. Thanks to everybody who like kind of supports me on my journey. And of course, and then shout out my small children, my little sunshine Rowan, and I mean my little moon child Arden. Like they, it's one of my goals in jiu-jitsu to be able to promote my son and daughter to black belt.
That's
and that drives me. That drives me hard because I don't know if you ever seen my kids. They're giant size. So Rowan's 3, and he's also 55 pounds.
My kid's 9, and I think she might have just got to 60.
Yeah. So he's built like an NFL linebacker at this point. And I thought that he and my daughter are so large that I actually forget what normal children look like. So my daughter is now just hit 30 pounds. She's about to turn 2 in 2 months. And yeah. So when I hand them off to Vanessa at some point, it's over. Because like he can put some work in, and my goal is to be able to promote them to black belt. So it's like that's my little babies. That's my babies. I'm a new father. They're 3 and 1, and it has been a journey. A journey. That's why I'm always late to class because I am putting them to sleep.
Definitely can't leave without the good nights. My kid's 9, and she still don't let me not, do our good night hug ritual.
There will be a time when they do not want it, and that will be a sad day.
So she told me when she turns 12. You okay? She said, because I tried to walk out there, and I was like, you put yourself to bed. She's like, Dad, I need my good night song. I need my hugs and kisses, and I will give that up when I'm 12. I was like, okay.
It's like, that's very specific, but
yeah, it's like why that number? like whatever. But awesome.
Yeah. I always gotta shout out my reason.
Absolutely.
But again, thank you so much, and I mean, whenever you need.
I appreciate it, man.
I promise I won't wristlock you again.
Well, now I'm like looking forward to our next role because I'm like, all right, I got to come up with a formula here.
Formula not to get wristlocked?
Yeah. Well, no, I have a formula because I haven't been wristlocked in a while, and I'm not saying I want you to do it.
I will make sure to repeat these words to you.
All right. Like as soon as you leave, I'm sitting right down, getting on YouTube. Like, let me look this up, and start drawing out blueprints.
Blueprints, he says.
My wife's gonna be like, why have you been in the basement for 7 hours? Baby, I'm not trying to get wrist locked. The fuck does that have to do with being in the basement for 7 hours? But the day will come. We'll get back out there and I'll be prepared.
You will be prepared.
Like, I just have to now, I'll be prepared for one thing, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna throw another thing, so I gotta get my brain there. But hey, that's the game.
That is the game.
That's the game.
Because now I'm just gonna be wrist locked. Now I'm just gonna look for a wrist lock. Because now it's in my head.
Of course. It's like, oh, he think I'm not going to wrist lock him. You're about to have a rough day. Like,
he'll go away with the wrist.
Like, how many wrist locks can I get in 6 minutes? Oh, God. I shouldn't even say nothing.
No.
Fuck.
We're going to have some fun. We always have fun. It's always fun.
It's always fun. It's always a learning experience for sure.
It's absolutely a learning experience.
And as always, to you guys, the listeners, thank you. If y'all got any questions, concerns, criticisms, anything, feel free to reach out. You can find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram, Off the Mats Podcast on Instagram. I'm very responsive for the most part on DMs have been getting a little out of control lately, so I've been kind of
Hey, you're blowing up, man.
pushing some of that shit back. I was like, yo, like, is this a meme that you're sending me? Or are you asking, like, are you trying to like have a conversation? Because, like I told Mark, I only check his stuff on Saturdays, like, because I'd be flooded. But I do the same to him. So, but y'all can reach me at either of those platforms, and yeah, let me know if y'all got any criticisms. Especially, let me know, because I can't get better if you don't tell me what the problem is. So, if the sound is a little funky, let me know. If the S's are too sharp, let me know. You know, if anything, just tell me. I'm here, and if you want to be a guest, I got you covered. I want to give a big shout out to my crew over there at Nerd Rage Radio. Bobby, Chris, Joe, Farrell, Ricky Ticky, Marilyn Phil, all those guys. Great guys. I love you. If it wasn't for Nerd Rage Radio, I wouldn't be doing a podcast. I started with them, and they didn't want to talk about sports. They didn't want to talk about jiu-jitsu. They didn't want to talk about no shit I want to talk about, so I just did my own thing. So if y'all don't like the pod, go blame them. But if you love it, you know, give me my flowers. I also want to shout out my other podcast, So You Like Horror. If you're into scary movies, go check it out. We are working on the theme this year of remakes versus originals. So we did Amityville. We did The Wicker Man, which was a surprise. I put it up for a vote, and y'all voted, or they voted. Y'all probably didn't vote, but the folks over there on the So You Like Horror Instagram voted. They want The Wicker Man, which was a treat for me. So thank you to them. But we've been talking about the original films and how they compare with the remade films later on. And, you know, we just do our regular episodes also breaking down films. We're going to be talking about Red State, a Kevin Smith film. We're going to be talking about Carrie, which is one of my all-time favorite films. We're going to be talking about Bram Stoker's Dracula in our October months. So, and we're going to hit episode 100 on Halloween Day. So, be prepared for that one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Go check it out. So You Like Horror on Instagram. All the words separated by underscores. And go check out the podcast anywhere that you find podcasts. And also go leave a review. It really does help us out. So please go leave a review. It gets us seen in the algorithm. So we do appreciate it. And if you do, I'll be your best friend. I promise. I'll get you a shirt too. So just, if you leave a review, let me know. I'll send you a shirt. Scout's honor. So, and last but not least, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to our guest here, Mr. Navarro Chamberlain. Thank you, my friend. Can't wait to have you back on. And we're going to do the group thing, but you know, this here, like I said, once we got rolling, it was like, oh, we buddies. we talk about anything. I just started looking around the room like, what can we talk about now? Like, we can talk about anything. So, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your wisdom, and just a lot of stuff we talked about here today. It's like taking notes. I'm like, God, dude, I never thought of it that way. I learned a lot from you on the mats, just in any encounter. So thank you so much, man.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, man.
And you all know what it is. We love you guys. Thank you. You all keep listening, and we're going to definitely keep making these shows. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
Deeper with it. Now let me sing a song.